Today on the channel, it's a 5-pack attack because we've got the Marvel Legends Amazon exclusive Wolverine 5-pack. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Legends unboxing and review. And today, we've got the 5-pack attack. Wolverine and his worst nightmare pack, basically, is what it's called. And this, of course, is the Amazon exclusive. I will try to remember to put a link in the description below. But remember, for all your other Marvel Legends needs, hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. And we're going to do this unboxing like we do all the other unboxings on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We'll see where it goes from there. And this is a very, very interesting set for many reasons. Amazon, around the holidays every year, we get a different specialty box set pack. Last year was the Children of Thanos set. I actually passed on that set because I had all those Build-A-Figures. Not enough meat on the bone for me at that price point, and we never saw that one go to deep clearance, so I never jumped. Never jumped on that. Maybe one day we'll see. We got the Alpha Flight team set pack, which was phenomenal. I love that one. I love it when they put teams like that all together. That wouldn't maybe sell so much at retail, but as a pack together, beautiful. That thing went up and down in price like crazy. We saw that Nimrod, Psylocke, Phantom X pack as well as an Amazon exclusive. Same thing, up and down price-wise. And then we got the Wolverine pack, kind of up and down price-wise as well. I did get this many, many moons ago, or I should say months ago. Probably 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I can't remember. I was one of the first people to get it. But I don't know about you guys, but sometimes these big packs are so intimidating to open. It's just like, oh, I'll get around to it, but it's 3 figures. Oh, you know, I want to do this review, but it's going to take a little bit longer. I'm not going to jump in. So I've kind of put this one off, procrastinated, which Kyle's not a procrastinator. Never have been, never will be. But I just, you know, kept moving other things to the front of the line over this one. So I guess in some ways I did procrastinate, if you want to get technical. But I'm excited for this. As Wolverine, arguably the most popular X-Men of all time, maybe the most famous Marvel character of all time in some circles, depending on age brackets. I personally was in the age bracket where Wolverine fever was running wild. Wolverine mania running crazy, running hard, running fast. And I was all in, and I'm still all in on Wolverine. And this box set really fits Kyle's window of reading. A lot of the epic battles for Wolverine during my time were against Omega Reds of the world and Cybers of the world and the Reavers out there and stuff like that. So this really hit home for me. This is a pack that really is based on my experiences as an avid comic reader as a kid. So this hit me where I wanted to be hitting the old nostalgia feels out there. And I love a good box set too. So there you go. Little opening monologue, I guess we'll call that. But let's take a look at the packaging on this one. Big box going on, and Amazon shipped this in a white box around this, plus the Amazon cardboard box, so very protected for me. As you guys know with Amazon, your mileage may vary, but big window box to see all 5 characters in here. I like that. I love the 2 bigger characters down at the bottom. Awesome Wolverine graphics. Kind of that orange Wolverine font from back in the, I don't know, let's call it 92, 93, 91, 90, whatever it is, somewhere in my prime years out there. But big box here. And it's funny that Wolverine is usually the selling point in these boxes for me, or one I'm most excited about, or fairly excited about. In this package here, Wolverine's the one I'm least excited about. So that's a very interesting turn of events here at the table. Look at that. There's the old tail of the tape right there. We got all the mug shots, everybody there. You got Wolverine, you got Cyber, you got Omega Red, you got Callisto, and you got Jason Wingard, Mastermind, depending how we're going to refer to him. I guess we'll go back and forth a little bit on that. Get into that Marvel Legends logo at the top. Same thing on the side. On the very top, we got the Wolverine logo. Warnings, UPCs, that fun stuff down there. And then on the back, not a lot going on. So I'm a little disappointed on the back. You guys know how I am about my packaging. I love this background here, but I would have liked to seen brief little bios or something like that. They could have stuck that in there. We recently unboxed the Excalibur box set on the channel, and you guys saw they had the little cards here. I would have been okay with cards. And those were only a sentence each. That's all you need. That's all you need, just a little bit of something. So I'd like to see a little something there. But it is what it is. It was not to be. But let's get this pack out of the package here. I'm very excited to see how well this holds up, how good this is. Oh, let's get it out. So there it goes off to the side. See you later. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's the old plastic prison. Look at that. Plastic prison. It reminds me of old Toy Biz box sets of years gone by, all that kind of stuff. So a lot of cool stuff. And a lot of characters that maybe we wouldn't have got in a single edition Marvel Legends. Putting them in a box set, you end up getting them all together. So we like to see that. This is a pretty cool background here piece. And I can see people keeping this. You got Wolverine against some of his enemies, showing some pictures. Nice comic artwork in there. Very, very cool. Top-notch packaging. They could have just put a white background and that would have been it. And they did not do that. So I do very much appreciate that, as you guys know. All right, let's get this out. Let's get going here. We're going to start with Callisto because we've adopted a ladies first mantra on here. You know, I'm a guy. I got a wife. I got 2 daughters. I got no sons. Maybe one day. Who knows? Who knows? I've always hoped to be like Different Strokes, where I'd be like a Mr. Drummond. I'd adopt a couple of kids one day, a couple of boys, and we'd just live that best life out there. And we'd have Miss Aunt Garrett out there, or Mrs. Garrett, I should say. That's coming soon. That's coming soon. I always thought of myself as a young Mr. Drummond, but that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about Callisto here. An interesting one, a female in the pack, and a lot of Marvel Legends fans have been clamoring for over the years. So I'm happy this guy here. Interesting was put in this set, but we'll take it. I would have loved to have seen Bonebreaker and some of the other guys in this box set as well. We'll talk Bonebreaker one day. That's one of my most wanted figures for 2022. But we've seen this body mold before, and this harkens back to the Excalibur box set. We talked about this a little bit. I love the painting. They've had some good paint jobs on the faces lately, so I don't know if that's what has made that transpire, but I'm here for it. Very good look here. She does have her eye patch, very known for her eye patch, and you guys know I'm a sucker for an eye patch. I love a good pirate out there. So I'm here for that. I got removable fists. So she's got 2 fists on her, 2 hands on her. Should always have a fist. You guys know I'm here for that. She does have cufflinks that are removable. She does have armbands that are removable. So 2 very small pieces, but extra attention to detail. Not sculpted in here. They are extra on here. She does have a vest. The vest is not removable. I think you could get it off, but boy, you would never get it back on, and I'm pretty sure you would damage it taking it off. She does have like a nice X pattern black belt with silver buckles on it. Very nice looking there. Very nice high boots on her. I mean, it just looks like she stepped out of the movie or the cartoon, the comic book, whatever you want to call it. Not necessarily the movie. Now she does have, she has pins in her joints. Single jointed elbows, double jointed knees. But man, these knees, look at that. There's a lot of bend to that. I don't know if there's a lot of kids getting this set, but man, I could just see a break, snap right there. Very thin female legs, but you know, that's how it should be. That's how the body is. Does she fit on a Ringside Collectible stand? Of course she does. Discount code Kyle saves you 10%. As always at ringsidecollectibles.com. Best stands in the game for Marvel Legends, and I should say cheapest stands in the game. But very, very solid. I like the orange top she has against all the black. Really makes that pop. She even has a nice scar over her eye. A scar, an eye patch. What more do you want? Then you get the nice blue and black hair, black with kind of the blue highlights going on. A lot of good looks to this Callisto figure. Very, very solid. I like it. This is a character we've needed in our X-Men universe. I just hope the rest of her team, associates, gets built out here in the years to come. But extra hands. And then we get down to her weapons. She has, I guess, a switchblade. And then what would this be? A butterfly knife? Something like that. I don't know. It's one of those ones that flips in and out. But this, I believe, is a switchblade. I'm not a knife and gun guy. I don't know. I've never dealt with that stuff. I told my Chinese star stories on the channel before, and maybe we'll tell that one again one day. But there it is. There it is. There's Callisto. Looking only like a Callisto could look if she was in this package. All right, next up, let's get down to a little Hellfire Club action here. Oh, can I get him out? There it is. Let's look at a little Mastermind, Jason Wingard. So now Jason Wingard, and I always get this mixed up, and I'm pretty sure Jason Wingard is his alias when he shifts into this head and all this kind of stuff. That's what he is. And this is Mastermind when he looks kind of like Vincent Price or something like that. Is kind of what he always reminded me of. This body we have seen before. This is part of that Hellfire Hasbro Pulse exclusive set. Just different colors and stuff to it. And I'm okay with that. Get the most out of your molds, especially when they make sense. So this makes a lot of sense for me. We've seen this body before. It's got the nice... What is this? Not a scarf. Is that an ascot? Is that what it's called? I've never delved into the ascots. I'm tipping my toe into capes, as you guys know. It is cape season right now. But ascots and scarves like this, I've never went that far. I went with the old school big scarves once or twice. Some heavy metal scarves. I got quite the heavy metal scarf collection. Maybe we'll bust those out one day. But I like this look. I like is it a cummerbund? I'm getting all the old fancy terms here. I love all this old fancy look of the Hellfire Club here. The big cufflinks going on where it almost covers the hands. Just nice colors, the black, the big long white socks with almost the tap dance type shoes out there. Almost looks like something like that. And then, of course, the coat and tails. What more could you want for a fancy dinner out there? I don't know if there's anything else you could want. But he does kind of look like Vincent Price. Hasn't slept for 100 days. It's almost, you know, like The Raven or something. You're reading Edgar Allan Poe. I mean, this is what this reminds me of. But what I'm going to do here is pop his head off here. So Mastermind, popping that head off. To me, this is a Jason Wingard body. The minute I saw this, that's what I thought of. And personally, I always like Jason Wingard look better. Look into the character. He's kind of a shapeshifter. I forget his abilities exactly, but he convinces people basically that he looks like this instead of like a creepy old Vincent Price. He looks like a dashing Lemmy from Motorhead almost. He's got the Lemmy facial hair going on. I mean, this could almost be used as a Lemmy. A little bit nicer look to him, a little more cleaner Lemmy. But if Lemmy cleaned up and got his act together and decided to be a Victorian type guy, we'd have Lemmy right here from Motorhead. But this is the way I'm going to display this one. This is, I think, Jason Wingard to me. This is what I think of. Oh, he's not going to fit on a stand, is he? Oh, he is. Never mind. Take it back. Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save 10%. No extra accessories, anything else with Jason Wingard. Just a head. But now, Mastermind, I had a different idea, and a lot of people have probably thought of this as well. A little kit bash, as one might call it out there. Kyle the Customizer comes through. I'm just like one of the greatest customizers of our generation, or not at all. I sometimes just do some head swaps. But you grab Mobius. You guys all see Loki Mobius. He's everywhere at your Target stores. Got to get a deal out there. I got him on a 25% off deal one day. I said, I need an extra Mobius for doing this. So I was playing a little of that long game. I'd probably play a longer game if I was smart. And then I used this hood, cape, robe mixture here we got going on, and this is from Rey from Return, or one of the Black Series figures of Rey, Star Wars Black Series that is, and put this over, and then you pop this head on here, and this is what I think of when I think of Mastermind. If I can pop the head on, there it is, perfect. So that's a little bit more Mastermind-ish. I mean, it's still not perfect, but when I think of Mastermind, that's the way I think. And I've got to get used to this extra head. You got to use the extra heads, unless they're just barely different. But if you get a totally different character you can make, you always want to jump into that. And that's where I sit, as you guys know, right here. He does not fit on a stand, though. He's too shallow on his feet. But there's a little Mastermind for you. So that's what I thought was a good idea. Pro tip out there, be on the lookout for Mobius, and maybe you can do that as well. Next up, we're going to hit up Wolverine. Like I said, strange that Wolverine is the one I'm least excited for in the pack. I never thought we'd ever say that, hear that, think of that day as coming, but here we are. Get him out here. Wolverine, of course, has extra fisted hands, so I always like this as well. We'll talk about that in a second. I know there's somebody that makes dioramas and stuff. You can put him kind of on the cross. It's not a cross, but it's like a cross. One of the famous scenes from the comic books. I would definitely not be opposed to that. Maybe picking that up one day. We'll see. But we got Wolverine here. Now, Wolverine, no stranger to anything. We've had this Wolverine from the bottom half down multiple times in the Marvel Legends set. We just haven't had a shirtless version, battle damaged, scarred, scratched up version. I like that idea. Wolverine is a great figure for many reasons. I love all of his costumes out there. I love a lot of Wolverine stuff that we've had throughout many years. But Wolverine here, well, interesting. Butterfly joints on this one, so a little extra range of motion, which is key for Wolverine. So I do like that a whole lot. These claws always get a little tangled up out there. I know you can replace these with actual steel claws, as some third-party guys do that out there. But it's an interesting one. This Wolverine, also to me, like I said, the least favorite figure of this set for me. It's not a lot it's just not a lot of bells and whistles here. I guess lack a better term. We've had many Wolverines. I'm excited to get new first time in the line characters. But as a whole, it's fun to have a battle damaged Wolverine. That Berserker Wolverine where he was in his classic yellow costume where he was all tore up back in my Toy Biz days. That was probably my favorite Wolverine. I just love that one. I don't quite love this one to that degree. I love the posability. I love the articulation on this one. It's great for a battle damaged Wolverine in a fight scene. If you buy that diorama of that type of cross X thing they put him on, this would look perfect on there. I do love the idea you can take these claw fists off, claw hands off and give him just 2 fists, I might actually do that because it's very difficult for me posing a Wolverine, displaying a Wolverine, not to have his claws on him. They're so iconic. They always look so cool. But for once, I may just put the fist on Wolverine and go that route. We do get another Wolverine head out there. So this is the non-battle damaged one. This is the battle damaged head. I think with the body, you have to put this battle damaged head on there. But we'll look at both of them on the glamour shot, see which one we like best. And you can always save this Wolverine head and maybe use this for a different Wolverine figure. So that is some of the beauties of Marvel Legends out there. A little choose-your-own-adventure game, as we always like to say. Wolverine fits perfectly on a ringside collectible stand, so there is that, if you were keeping track at home. So now we're down to the final 2, Cyber and Omega Red. So let's do Cyber first. Cyber is a character, seems to be a little forgotten about these days. Let's see, can I get him out, though? Holy cow. Man, oh, there it is. There it is. Might as well get Omega Red out while we're here, huh? Let's just get him out. Get him out of the package. Let's just move on with that. And of course, he's taped in. He's got to be taped in. They don't want him going anywhere. I get it. I get it. I don't want him going anywhere either. We don't want him going back to Russia on us. There's Omega Red. Holy cow, he's got more tentacles than I thought. He's got a bunch. And they're all taped in, of course. All taped in. There's another one. He's got the 2 small tentacles. Jeez, come on. All right. Oh, there it is. And we're clear, we're clean, we'll see you later. There it goes. All right, Cyber, no accessories, no extra hands, no nothing for Cyber. But Cyber is a big boy. Feels a lot, very hollow. Not as heavy as I thought, very, very light. I guess that means cheaper plastic, not heavy-duty plastic, as, like I said, he is extremely light. A little bit, you feel like he's got Colossus arms on him, and very well could. He's got the 2 open hands, no fist on Cyber, and he's got the plug hole in the back, which looks a little strange. Cyber is a character I have been wanting. As I said, I was a reader of the X-Men, Wolverine specifically in the 90s. Cyber was a big deal with his adamantium, and really found him to be a big-time new threat to Wolverine as a kid, and a lot of us around the old playground talked a lot about Cyber. So I'm happy to finally get him in figure form. Like I said, I don't really keep up with the comics like I used to. I don't read them at all. I hear stuff, all that, like everybody else does. But Cyber is a guy I haven't heard a lot about. I believe he did die in the comics, but you know how that goes. You die, you come back, all that kind of fun stuff. But this is a big, big Cyber. A little lighter, like I said, than I thought. I would have liked to have seen some fist, or at least one fisted hand give with him. I'm not sure of any real accessories you could have got with Cyber. I mean, he didn't carry a gun, he didn't have any of that, so I understand not having to have accessories with him. The head sculpt looks fine. I could see a lot of reuse out of this head sculpt. It's a nice base. Maybe the head might be a little too big for your average figure out there, but a nice base, plain head on him. I would have liked to see, he does have a growly face going on. I always thought of him even more growly. Clenched teeth, but totally wide open mouth, just ready to pounce on Wolverine and really take him out. We didn't get a lot of that here. It almost looks like a guy that could be a good guy. He just doesn't overly scream bad guy to me. And maybe it's just the arms don't look like I remember Cyber to look in my head, and I could be wrong on that. But I don't want to say this is a disappointing figure. I'm happy to have it. I just don't know if it equals up to my expectations for a Cyber figure. Does that make sense? But I'm here for it. It's definitely not my favorite of the set, but I'm here for it. We'll leave it at that. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? Of course he does. Fits like a glove. So there we go. Cyber added to the collection, off to the side there. Now we get down to the final one. We get down to Omega Red, and we're no strangers to Omega Red. And much like Cyber, Omega Red came around in the 90s when I was a kid. Once again, it's like, holy cow, who is this Soviet monster out there? You know, at that time, Soviets, Russia, all that kind of stuff was still not quite as bad as it was in the 60s, 70s, 80s. But the early 90s, there was still the memories of that, the thoughts of that, and oh my gosh, these Russian soldiers, and you know, just, you guys know. If you were there, you knew. But we got an Omega Red back in the day, so we're going to definitely have to compare that. So this is the old Omega Red. A lot of similarities. It looks like the same body. Very much so, the same body here. So I'm piecing it. We just get some different colors going on with this one. So how do you like your Omega Red? Do you have this one? You might not need this one. But if you're buying this pack for other guys, it's a kind of a bonus, and add in a different version here. Do we have butterfly on this? We do. Okay. So it is the same figure here. This is a much lighter red color on this one with a darker silver on, more of a shiny silver, I should say, on the color schemes around this. So lighter red, shinier silver going on. That's really the difference here. The paint applications are the difference. But then the head sculpt is where you get the real differences going on. You get a more teeth clenched there, and I'm guessing this is that one. Yep. So I think this is the same as the old head sculpt. It sure is. So that says to me, I'm going to have to use this head sculpt on this one because we already have this one in this form. But once again, different color variations going on here. A little blonder hair, lighter red, colored in the little upside down U, whatever that term is for that. Didn't color in his braces. I always call those braces. He looks like he's got like a headgear going on. But you got that. So there is points of difference on the heads, but basically the same exact head. Same effects as well. We've got these with this one, but they all work. We can move them. You can mix and match between these. That's one of the fun things you can do. You guys know I'm pretty much a purist out there, but you could mix and match these effects if you choose to. So that is interesting. But then this one, so like I said, we got the same body. We know what we're getting here. We know what to expect. I like this screaming head sculpt. I love the butterfly joints on this guy. Big, imposing, mean. And I'm going to say it right now, I like this more than the Cyber. And we've already had this. That seems kind of strange. Cyber should be more exciting to me because he's a brand new character. I should be more excited for him. For whatever reason, it's just something about it falls a little flat for me. Nothing against it. Happy to have it. Just not my Cyber or what I was looking for. And I can't even tell you what I was looking for. So very strange. But this Omega Red is pretty good. You know, I guess if you have an X-Men video game, what was that video game Omega Red was in? I think it was like X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Is that possible? That might have been the game. Kind of reminds me off the top of my head of that one with the color scheme and stuff. So maybe you got a video game collection of figures that were in video games. You could maybe put this into that. So there's some uses for that. There's always uses for extra Omega Reds in your display setup, if you ask me. There's always room for another Omega Red Wolverine villain. You can have him facing off against the X-Men. You can have him in the video game shelf. Have him in multiple Wolverine shelves. We know we get tons of Wolverine figures out there. So you could have him squaring off with different people in your display. So there's a lot of uses for an Omega Red. Now, does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? I'm sure he will. Of course he does. He's the same as the other figure. So not terrible on the Omega Red. So it's a little bit of reuse here, a little bit of body reuses, a little smoke and mirrors, a little repaint, stuff like that, to really get us Callisto that felt really new to me. And then Cyber, of course, feels new. But some of it just feels like stuff we've seen in the past. And there's definitely nothing wrong with that. I like all these things for different reasons. I think my favorite is probably Jason Wingard and Mastermind, just because of the 2-in-1, putting with my Hellfire, building that team out a little bit more. I am excited about that, so that's probably my favorite. Then I'm going to go Callisto. Same kind of reasons out there. It feels different. It feels new. It feels fresh. So she's going to be my second favorite here. Then I'm going to go Omega Red, then I'm going to go Cyber, then I'm going to go Wolverine. Wolverine, not a ton of meat on the bone. We've had a lot of Wolverines. Fun to get him. It makes sense to put him in this pack. Give us a version not everybody wants, but at least a version of Wolverine to help with some selling power. But I'm putting him at the end, putting Cyber at the second to last, and putting Omega Red basically in the middle. If this Omega Red, if we did not have this one in the past, this thing would have shot up to the front. Like I said, I loved Omega Red. Happy to get that one. Just since we have this one, it's not as special as it could have been, as it basically is a repaint with a new head. Fair enough out there. But what say you guys out there in YouTube land? How do you guys rank these? What do you think? Did you pick up this set? You gonna pass on this set? Are you hoping for a deeper clearance on this set? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like this video. You made it this far. Make sure you give it a whole thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We've got videos every single day, including about every Marvel Legend under the sun. So we're unboxing it all here on the channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. SirPaul64 on Twitter is where you'll find me. Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. And of course, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So for the Amazon exclusive Wolverine box set, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.